sent myself a love letter. I dipped my quill in blood. I sealed it with my kisses. Just in case a sentence rhymes. I wrote myself a poem. Proclaiming that I was the one. I said the sweetest nothing. Felt so deep. In the love.
What up, world? It's your favorite Manic Pixie Dream Girl in her Manic Pixie Dream world. And I'm about to go to the gym. And I'm about to go to the gym right now. I think this is one of those days I'm going to do a longer workout. So I can do like up to 2 hours of cardio plus like my weights and stuff. But yeah, I think it's time, because like I'm tall, so it's like I try to stay in between a certain like weight range, because when I start gaining too much weight I start getting too pudgy. So let me just go to the gym. I need to go to the gym. I need to go to the gym and put in at least like 90 minutes of cardio plus my little weights and stuff I'll be doing after. So I'm gonna go do that. And yeah, I have to run and get a package from my dad's house, and then I just need to clean up and stuff around the house. I gotta do some laundry. I gotta just clean up, and now that I have like a day off, I can finally like catch up with like my tasks and the stuff that I need to do. I did vacuum my car yesterday. I really need to get it detailed because I need to get some stuff out of the seat. But whatever, I'm trying to knock out my tasks and stuff, so that's what we're doing today. Let's go get this workout. Let's go get this workout in. Alright, I'm about to tackle this Stairmaster first. Wish me luck. Alright, I'm about to get on the treadmill now. And on this second half, I'm probably just gonna do like an incline to 10 and walk at like 2.7, something like that. Nice little hike real quick to cool down. Alright, we're wrapping up the second workout on the treadmill. And I'm about to go over there and do some triceps and some abs and then go home. Hey Genesis, what you doing? You look so cute, girl. Aww. Alright, I'm at the crib now. I got the hiccups. So now what I'm about to do is finish hiccuping, but then I'm gonna prepare myself to get in the mood to go in there and format my book for a little bit and start a load of laundry. So that's what I'm about to go do. I'm about to probably make me something to drink and whatnot, and then go back there in the computer room. Oh my gosh, I start formatting. So let me go ahead and get these hiccups out and make me something to drink, and I'll see you back there. So my book right now is 433 pages. Right? And this is what I'm grateful for as far as like being a writer, and why I will never try to pursue traditional publishing. I will never try to pursue traditional publishing. Because, one, honestly, I'm too autistic for that. And now I can speak about that in the way I want to speak about it because I've been officially diagnosed. But I say that, it's like I'm too ADHD for that. Traditional publishing does not allow somebody like me enough freedom to work and exist and function properly. In a way, like if you even sit up here and think about traditional publishing in the process that you was expected to have to go through to try to get your voice heard and your story told, is crazy. And that's why, like as a millennial, like leaning towards like elder millennialism at this point, right? It's like I'm just so grateful that we have the medium of the internet to be able to use. Because if we didn't have this medium of the internet and just being able to get online and upload stuff, a lot of us would be screwed. Because it's like traditional publishing, I could not. So basically, I have to sit up here, write my book, and then pay for an editor, and then solicit people to try to convince them that my story is good enough to be invested into. And it's like, no, I'm not going to do that. That was never the part of art for me at all. Like, I need to do this for my mental health and, you know what I'm saying, to be able to express myself and share and connect with others. Because honestly, I can sometimes not be articulate. I sometimes like struggle with finding the words that I want to say, which is probably why I'm a good writer and why I like writing. But it's like, okay, I be processing. So writing and art is a way for me to process stuff. And I feel like, yeah, it could be beautiful and profound, but the way that I just feel like humans just immediately try to solicit or capitalize off of like things that were not even made for that is crazy. Like, art was never made to be sold. I feel like people don't just create art to sell it. Like, people make goods and, you know what I'm saying, have goods and services. But art in itself intrinsically was not just, oh, I'm gonna create this book and sell it. No, if anything, art was created or practiced to, again, try to express yourself or like make some sort of a statement. So I could never pursue traditional publishing at all. Because how are you going to tell me from your perspective and from your one opinion, right, that you think my story is this or that and it should be like this or that in order to sell more and appeal more? It's just so many factors and so many like different nuanced factors that can factor into like traditional publishing, and I'm not going to pursue it at all. So I'm grateful that I can just get online and just upload my book. So like I was saying, I said all that to say, it's like I follow the parameters of traditional publishing as far as like editing and formatting. Like, okay, it should have page numbers. It should have the header with the title of the book and the author name, and the front title page should have this information on it. And the paragraph shouldn't be indented. I mean, like the beginning of the chapters, the first paragraph shouldn't be indented. So it's like I follow those like editing parameters, but as far as everything else, I do my own thing. Like, for instance, my font is an Arial round and the font size is 13. The standard, people toggle between 11 and 12 New Times Roman. But do you know how crazy that is? Like, that's probably like this. I just feel like that's tiny. Like, that's, you know what I'm saying? And that's uncomfortable to read. And I don't like reading like that. And I remember I was seeing a TikTok to where, like, you can read this, but it's just uncomfortable. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I remember seeing a TikTok to where a girl was speaking on this and speaking on the fact that these tiny ass words is hard to read. So my font is at 13 and it's Arial round. So with my font and stuff being like that, right? With my font being like this, it's making formatting different because the page is being stretched different. which is cool. I'm gonna work with it because, again, I do what I want. It's like, how do y'all do it? Okay, I'm gonna do it like y'all do it, but I'm gonna put my little twist on it because I just have to. So it's 433 pages. I'm on page 287. It says 287, but the book, I'm on page 279, right? So I'm about to sit here and format. And with me and like with my challenges and the stuff I be having to go through, it's like, okay. Because I started writing this book in 2018, and it's like at this point, it's done, right? I just have to focus on with like my ADHD, right? Because I got so many ideas. I got like 4 other books that I've started. It's so many other books that I've just started that I have not finished. So that's why with this book, it's like I did it. All right, I finished something I started. I completed the story. And I just really have to take it one step at a time because I be trying to rush. I don't know what be going on. It's like it'd be so many fires going off in my brain. I'd be trying to keep up with all that, but I can't. So I just got to focus on this and just be like, all right, get it done. Get the story done. I can go back and make it good, make it perfect later. So that's just where I'm at with everything. Is finishing it. Excuse me. So now as I'm going back and formatting, now I'm like noticing the speed and the pace of the story to make sure that it's at least good, you know what I'm saying, objectively. So that's kind of just what I'm doing. I'm not worried about it really being perfect because for the longest, like my dream has always been to be like a writer, and it's like I actually am. I can say that now because I'm done. I just need to basically just complete and finish and put it out. So let me go ahead and do this.
Stephanie continued playing in Eileen's hair. She leaned down close next to her and breathed down her neck. Her lips brushed lightly against her neck as she whispered in Eileen's ear. The difference between women like me and women like you is the fact that I know exactly who I am. Eileen looked at Stephanie with doe eyes. Stephanie could tell that Eileen was curious. She noticed how Eileen would bite her lip when she looked at her, how her eyes roamed her body as she licked her lips. Eileen was straddling the fence and Stephanie planned to push her right over the edge. She twirled a few strands of Eileen's hair around her index finger and pulled, plucking them out. Eileen winced and snatched her ponytail out of Stephanie's hand. She tried pushing away from the vanity to stand up, but Stephanie stood behind her blocking it. "Don't try and run now," she told Eileen. "Look in the mirror and face how pathetic you truly are." Stephanie grabbed Eileen's ponytail and wrapped it around her wrist, gripping the bulk of it tightly in her hand. She shoved Eileen's face into the mirror and forced her to look at her reflection. The necklace around Stephanie's neck started glowing, casting an eerie glow on their mirrored selves. Eileen tried bracing against Stephanie's strength, but she was too weak. She sat there in the chair limp and submissive, unable to pull herself out of Stephanie's grasp. Stephanie leaned in closer to Eileen's face. She gripped her ponytail.
Now see, the good thing about like reading it out loud, I don't like how I said that. I said, she sat there in the chair limp and submissive, unable to pull herself out of Stephanie's grasp. It's like instead of pull herself out of, I might want to change it to, she sat there in the chair limp and submissive, unable to release herself from Stephanie's grasp. So that's like the pro. I'm trying to see. It's like it helps you kind of pace the dialogue. Do I want to leave that as it is or change it to release? Stephanie leaned in closer to Eileen's face. She gripped her... Hold on. She gripped her ponytail and jerked her head to the side to expose her neck. Stephanie leaned... Okay, hold on. She sat there in the chair limp and submissive. Eileen tried bracing against Stephanie's strength, but she was too weak. So it's like right there is when I should start the paragraph, because now I get to talk about how she's so weak and submissive and she can't escape. Okay, I'm gonna just leave it as it is. We're gonna go back to this paragraph and start reading again. Read aloud.
Stephanie grabbed Eileen's ponytail and wrapped it around her wrist, gripping the bulk of it tightly in her hand. She shoved Eileen's face into the mirror and forced her to look at her reflection. The necklace around Stephanie's neck started glowing, casting an eerie glow on their mirrored selves. Eileen tried bracing against Stephanie's strength, but she was too weak. She sat there in the chair limp and submissive, unable to pull herself out of Stephanie's grasp. Stephanie leaned in closer to Eileen's face. She gripped her ponytail and jerked her head to the side to expose her neck. Stephanie's lips parted slightly. Her tongue slithered out of her mouth like a serpent and started massaging the space behind Eileen's ear. "You taste so sweet," Stephanie moaned in Eileen's ear as her tongue sucked Eileen's earlobe into her mouth. Stephanie's tongue slowly slurped in and out of Eileen's ear. Stephanie lapped up the spit dribbling down Eileen's neck and began planting kisses softly on her collarbone and chest.
And I'm gonna stop right there. Okay? Because there's some other stuff about to happen. And this is not YouTube friendly. So let me go ahead and finish formatting and editing this so I can release this so y'all can get all the tea and all the juicy stuff that's about to happen.
May 1st, 2025. There's so much to unpack. So much has been going on, I don't even know where to begin for real. I'm already a very self-aware person. My diagnosis has made me more self-conscious as of late because I find myself forcing myself to pick up on social cues that I don't. As a result, I become embarrassed often, realizing how silly something I said was. I don't know. I can't go back now, but damn. I wish I had the understanding then that I have now. It would have saved me so much pain and helped me out tremendously as far as socialization and friendships. I got hit on at work the other day and it was annoying because the energy was off-putting and unwelcoming. The way the person went about it was just awkward, and I'd honestly just not if that's how I'm going to be approached when I finally am approached. Men only talk to me romantically once in every blue moon anyway. I'm not the type of woman to draw attention to herself, and I don't talk that much. So to seek me out is to prey on me in a way because I intentionally stay out of the way, especially at work. I'm not about to make that mistake again, and I'm not about to get caught up in some love triangle or be anybody's work wife. Nah. I know my boundaries, and honestly, with my diagnosis, I may not need to get married or be in a relationship or date at all. I'm a good woman, yes. I'm loyal, hardworking, and ambitious with a good head on my shoulders. But I have certain needs that would be wild to ask somebody to compromise about. I need a very pure, safe, quiet, and peaceful love. Someone that's patient, devoted, loyal, and totally grounded. I don't like parties or large gatherings. Men with huge families intimidate me. I love my cats and will never get rid of them. I'm too sensitive and just have to maintain certain routines and boundaries in order to ensure my happiness. Healthy relationships take a lot of sacrifice. I almost feel like it's more trouble than it's worth at this point to pursue one.
Yay! Formatting update. It's May 1st. And what I've decided to do, because like I was saying, I had the font at 13 for Arial Round, right? It was just throwing off the paragraphs and whatnot. So what I did is I changed the font to 12. And it was like 400 and... How many pages was it before? I'm gonna say like 420 pages, right? Now it's like 373 pages, which is still okay, acceptable. I don't know why I had it in my mind like, ooh, 400 pages, it's a novel, but no, it needed to be formatted correctly. So I changed the font because the font is still easier to read, just because it's like rounder and bigger, and it don't look so tiny. It's still 12, like, you know what I'm saying? It's a good size. So what I've decided is to leave the font at 12. It was at 13. I decided to change it to 12 and leave it at 12 because it looks better. The paragraphs are flowing. It's not like the weird spaces. Like sometimes it was like an extra space. So now with all of my my indentations and margins and whatever, right? It looks clean now. So excuse me, because it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. It's 6:47 a.m. Man, so I'm waking up and formatting. I just wanted to update y'all with that information, because like at this point, if I want to write a 400-page book, I better get my word count up, right? So that's what I decided to do. It's still a novel. I'm still proud of myself, and I still did it. It's 373 pages. That's more than enough. And I'm stop being hard on myself and continue to edit now. See you later. Hey y'all, I'm back. So what's today? Today is Saturday, the 2nd, I think. And I just woke up, I got dressed and whatnot. And this is right here. Because I found this in the trash. It's some comics. It's some Sunday comics. And this is from April 20th. So it's like, I don't know how I got this. I went to my dad's house. Maybe he gave it to me in the mail that I got from over there. But when I get back from, let's bring back so many memories. It's comics. I love the comics. So when I get back in the house, that was Majesty. When I get back in the house, I can use this to like scrapbook and junk journal with. So before I get ready to leave, I want to talk about what I just got done reading and, you know what I'm saying, my current reads and whatnot. This is my little reading journal. And if I just like peruse through it or whatever I read so far, I need to add this one. Actually, while I'm sitting here, I can add this into my journal because I got this this bookshelf page I'm trying to fill up. But I just got done reading That's Not My Name by Megan Lally, so I can go ahead and just add this onto my bookshelf real quick. I could just put That's Not My Name. Let's see. That's not my name. So what, I read 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like I read more books than that. They're just not on here. 1. I read about 5 actually. I just got done reading Freedom Me Fat and the Crash before I just finished this one book. And like, I don't know why, but I've been on like a thriller book kick lately because like I'm a writer, but the type of writer I am, I like to write about like suspenseful type of like psychologically thrilling scenarios and whatnot. Like I'm into horror and suspense and thrillers and just like the intricacies of like the mind and the spirit as a story, right? So that's why I just been on this thriller kick, because it's like as a writer I need to sharpen my skills and, you know what I'm saying, see how to do certain stuff. So I've been on a thriller kick and I love Freedom McFadden, but for whatever reason this book right here pissed me the fuck off. It pissed me off so bad. And most of her books have some type of like kidnapping element or missing element or murderous element, right? So that was expected. And it's like literally in all of her books, somebody's getting kidnapped, somebody's getting trapped, locked in a room somewhere. So that was interesting to see how it came about. It had two point of views. It had a point of view of I got her Tegan. It had Tegan's point of view, and then it had Polly's point of view. So long story short, spoiler alert, what ended up happening was in the crash is that basically Tegan had a one-night stand, right, and with this rich dude, and come to find out ended up getting pregnant. So the rich dude and his flunky was trying to convince her, like, all right, we're gonna give you all of this money to basically sign an NDA and stay silent about the pregnancy and the baby because you ain't about to mess stuff up. So what ended up happening is Tegan's consciousness and moral compass got to her, and she remembered that the whole reason how she got pregnant in the first place is because she was essentially drugged, right, and taken advantage of. So it's like she remembers going up to the room and, like, you know what I'm saying, chilling with dude, but after that it kind of got blurry. So come to find out, near the end of her pregnancy, when she was supposed to, like, you know what I'm saying, finalize the paperwork and stuff like that, she started having flashbacks like, oh shit, I remember what happened, nigga, you drugged me. And basically a pregnancy resulted from that. So at that point, because of that, right, she fumbled the bag, y'all. That pissed me off, because I'm like, all right, like, so me as a writer, like me, I would have been like, okay, these are the plot points that I'm gonna make. But listen, I would have wrote that junk to where she got the bag and then went on some type of vigilante mission to just ruin dude's life. Like, you can get the bag and then at the same time become like a vigilante and an advocate for people who was like taken advantage of. You could have got the bag and then used his millions of dollars, you see what I'm saying, to destroy his life and expose him and expose everything. So that's just me and my perspective. That's how I wrote it. So I was pissed off from there, because I'm like, bro, she went through all of this. She got drugged. She got taken advantage of. Now she's pregnant. She's like 22 years old. So because of her morals and stuff, she was like, all right, no, I can't take the money. I can't do this. I actually now want to go to the police. So she fumbled the bag. And that was what pissed me off at the very beginning of this dang book. I'm like, bro, she fumbled the bag. She fumbled the bag. And of course, we know money isn't everything, but come on, bro. What would you do? Leave in the comments what you would do if you was drugged and taken advantage of, right? And offered to just take millions and millions of dollars for your silence. Would you do it? Listen, like I said, I would do it. But then I would like secretly somehow become a spy and just ruin his life. Honestly. So I was irritated off just irritated. And the way that she got kidnapped was weird because it was just a whole backstory to where her brother was like secretly in cahoots with her baby daddy, or secretly had worked with him. So the brother, because of some type of like vendetta he had from their childhood, had secretly tampered with her car. So then when she went to drive up to go visit him, she got into the crash, a car accident, right? And ended up in the ditch. And then basically some random person was trying to be nice and help her. But because they was in such a secluded area and the snowstorm was so bad, he was like, all right, you got to come back to my house. Come back to my house. And coincidentally, the man who rescued her had this crazy ass wife who was a psycho, who was infertile. And seeing that she was pregnant and was like, oh, I can just take care of you because I used to be a nurse. And we can just go down here in the basement. And I'm going to put you in this room and you're never going to escape. And I'm going to steal your baby and your baby is going to be mine. So I was pissed. This book stressed me out so bad I was pissed, because it was one thing being in Tegan's point of view, because Tegan was the pregnant one and she fumbled. So it's like, okay, you was understanding where she was coming from. But when Frida switched to getting in Polly's point of view. And Polly is the wife, the crazy wife of the husband who picked Tegan up from the crash, right? Polly is the one who's infertile, who was in like a mental hospital before because she had a breakdown, etc. So being in Polly's point of view was irritating, and it was so many times to where I'm just reading Polly's point of view, like, and I'm like, bitch, I want to throw the book across the room because it's like you cannot. Like, being in Polly's point of view made me empathize and be in like the seat and be in like the mindset of a psychopath, and it was just too much for me. I'm like, all right. It was like I was like halfway through the book, and it's like, all right, I can't even read no more, just because Polly's dialogue was so idiotic. It pissed me off so much. Now the story was good, excellent. What did I end up rating it? I think I ended up rating it 3.5. Just because Polly irritated me so bad. It was like at one point Tegan had like stabbed her with a fork in her hand, because like I said, I would have wrote it totally different. Tegan would have went on killing spree, unaliving spree, my bad. She might have went on an unaliving spree to free herself and get out of that basement. But it was just like it was realistic, but not, because it's like, girl, she just gonna be pregnant and allow herself to get kidnapped. Now, during the car accident, Tegan did like break her ankle or mess her ankle up really badly. So it's like she wrote certain stuff in there to make it to where it's like she couldn't really escape. But at the end of the day, it's like, this is kind of like ridiculous, bro. But this book stressed me out, man. And then this is the book that I was able to fill out my bingo spot for. The bad guy ends up winning, because it was like there was a solution. Like, Tegan ended up getting away, but at the same time, Polly and her husband and her crazy ass also got away because Tegan let them go, because I guess Polly, in some type of like sick, twisted, empathetic way, figured out that her brother, that Tegan's brother, is the one that set her up to get in an accident in the first place. So then she felt sorry for her and snuck to the hospital in disguise, and seeing the brother like putting some type of poison in Tegan's drip. So then she kind of like called him out and chased him out the hospital. So it's like I see what you did there, but no. Okay, just no. So that it's like, Frida, I see what you did there. But it's like, at that point, like it's like if the villain is the villain, they the villain. Let them be the villain. They need to live and be the villain. Evil. Don't try to, like, I don't know. I just, like I said, 3.5. It stressed me out. Just because of Polly's point of view. And it was just so, just like, I'm just like, oh, like almost reading it like, oh my God. Oh my God. Because it's just like, the shit was so ridiculous. It's like so many instances. It's like, bitch, you're scared of the wrong person. It's like, this is not the threat. She's the threat. And it's just like, it stressed me out. So that's what I just read. This is also what I just got done reading, which was a relief from all of the other thriller books that I was reading, because this is a thriller, but this is good. This is by Megan Lally, and I like her name, Megan Lally. I feel like that rolls off the tongue, Megan Lally. But anyways, this is her debut novel. This is a thriller, mystery thriller, and it's called It's Not My Name. And this is a story about a young teenager who gets kidnapped and goes missing, and her boyfriend is also looking for her, because at this point everybody in town hates the boyfriend, thinks that the boyfriend did it, so he's adamant about trying to find his girl. And I was like, yes, okay, we need that. And before I even get to this, we got to talk about the dynamic of the boyfriend. So let's go back to this and talk about the crash, because like I said, when Tegan got into that car accident, she was picked up in a snowstorm, a bad blizzard, by this dude named Hank, who was crazy ass Polly's husband. And the dynamic between Hank and Polly is like, Polly knew his wife was crazy as fuck, but because of his love for her and stuff like that, and not wanting to upset her more, and not wanting her to be victimized even more, it's like Hank knew that his wife was crazy as fuck, But you know, it's like an acceptable amount of crazy to where it's like, all right, just get your shit together, go breathe or meditate, and then come back to it. Sometimes it's crazy to where it's dangerous. So at this point, he was realizing like, all right, my wife crazy, but she crazy at the point of being dangerous, right? So I admired how Hank wasn't rough with her, wasn't rude, wasn't abusive. He held her down to the point of enabling her psychosis. And it's like, I don't know, it's like he needed to put his foot down and handle her at certain points, but because basically he was so weak to Polly's charms or whatever it was, because I don't know, he just did not. So this book made me feel like I admire the loyalty, but bitch, don't ever enable me like that. Like if I'm in a relationship and I get out of control, I get out of hand, I need you to put me in my place and tell me, okay, to chill out or blah, 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 blah. Don't ever let me be too crazy because I'm already predisposed to stuff, okay? I'm already predisposed. He was enabling her. Hank was enabling his wife. Now, back to this book. The boyfriend's name was Drew, right? And, his girlfriend Lola went missing, right? Because basically it was some type of boat launch or some activity and they went to it, they got into it. He was like, you're pressuring too much. You're talking about marriage and going to the same school. Bitch, I'm young as hell. I don't know if I can do this. So he was like, we broke up. And basically his girlfriend got mad, got out the car and wandered off. And as a result of her wandering off, she got kidnapped, right? So he felt guilty. Like, damn, if I wouldn't have broke up with her, she wouldn't have got the car. And when it got kidnapped. So this whole book, he was just trying to find her. And I was like, yes, I love that. Like, yes. He was dedicated, loyal, okay? Chivalrous. So this was refreshing because it's like he had a best friend and then his girlfriend's best friend, who was the sheriff's daughter, was kind of like side characters or whatever. And they was like against him, like his missing girlfriend's best friend was kind of mad at him at first, but then eventually I liked it because they seen how hard he was trying to go to try to find her. So they eventually, instead of like blaming him, was like, all right, fuck it, we're all gonna work together, okay, to try to find Lola. So that was so refreshing because this reminds me, I think, of The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden, to where it was like a dynamic like that where basically like the best friend that was suspicious, because I think in Frida McFadden, The Boyfriend, it was like a suspicious best friend, but basically the suspicious best friend in that book ended up getting killed, but the suspicious best friend in this book ended up being like, all right, you know what, we can't fight, we don't have time for this petty stuff, so let's just all start to work together and find Lola. So I was like, yes, I was for it. I was like, bet. So they started to work together and find Lola and put the clues together and travel out there. So I was excited because it was the point right at the end to where it was like, all right, this is her. It's the same jacket. It's the same description. It's the same girl. It was from two point of views. It was in Drew's point of view, but then it was in Mary's point of view. So Mary didn't know who she was. She just knew she got kidnapped. She woke up in a ditch and she was bruised and battered and all this other stuff, but she couldn't remember her name. She couldn't remember none of her memories. She couldn't remember none of her memories. So the dude that kidnapped her was like, oh yeah, this is your name, this is our life, and etc. ... So we thinking the whole time that Drew is looking for Mary / Lola. Come to find out, when it come down to everything and Drew finally finds the kidnapper's house and goes into that basement, spoiler alert, and goes into that basement and finds Mary, he realizes, oh nah, this not Lola. So it's bittersweet because it's like he still ended up being a hero, right? And he still ended up succeeding in his mission and finding the missing girl, right? But it just was the wrong girl. He found her too late, and that was sad. So it was a bittersweet moment because it's like, yes, you found the kidnapper, you found the person who was doing this, but he didn't find Lola. So long story short, what ended up happening was, it was the POV, the other POV was this other girl that got kidnapped. Because in the basement, the girl Mary, right, who got kidnapped, had seen like this wall with names etched into it. And then when Drew finally showed up and found Mary in the basement, he also seen the wall with names etched into it, but the last name that was etched into the wall was Lola. So he was too late to save his girl, to save Lola, but he was just in time to save this other girl. I think her name ended up being Madison. Yep. So listen, I like this though. It was just like a palate cleanser as far as thrillers, because I just been on a thriller kick. And like I said, it got to be too much. And I got some books that's like real nasty and gory. So for this to be like kind of like commercial and a little bit too much for me, it's interesting. So this is a good book. I might have spoiled the synopsis, but whatever. You can still go through the motions of reading it yourself. I recommend this. I'll give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I give it 4 out of 5 stars, maybe 4.5, because I like the fact that they stopped turning on each other and came together to like help Drew's cause. That was so important to me, because he wasn't lying. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't lying. He didn't kill his girlfriend, and he already felt guilty enough that he broke up with the girl and caused her to storm off and fall into like a into kidnappers' clutches. So I was just happy that people started to believe in Drew, because as women, you know what I'm saying, we be talking shit about men, but there are good men out there. Like even in this book, Hank held Polly down. He didn't care if she was crazy. He didn't care that she, you know what I'm saying, had a couple of grippy sock visits in her life. He did not care. He didn't care that she was kidnapping people. He didn't care that she was trying to hold this pregnant girl hostage. He held his wife down. And then Drew went on this whole like week-long campaign to find his missing girlfriend. So it's like, I just appreciated that. Because there are good men out here, okay? Like, give me a Drew any day. Come find me, babe. Please, come find me. If I disappear, I need that type of energy in my life. Yes, if I disappear, babe, come find me. Okay, I am a damsel. So those are the books that I've just got done reading. The Crash, and That's Not My Name by Megan Lally. So, since you're still here, let's pick out my next read together. This is my jar of fables, and this is what I use to help me pick out my next book. So, I have a bunch of like to be read books in here. So let's see what I get to read. Because I'm about to go to this, it's like this cafe bistro, but it's like a bookshop at the same time. So I want to go up there and see what they're talking about. It's supposed to be like maybe 2 or 3 levels. I think they got like a rooftop kind of courtyard patio to where you can drink and stuff at. So I'm going to go up there and have a drink or whatnot and take my little book and chill. So let's see what's going on. Let's see what book I get to read next. This is exciting. I hope it's something kind of cozy and cute, because like I said, thrillers can sometimes get too exciting and overstimulating, because it's like, why are we reading about like murder? Let it be something cute. Oh, what is this? I picked one. I picked 2 of them. All right. I can't even look at it. I gotta do it again because I ain't mean to pick 2. I didn't want to pick 2 of them. Okay, let's pick another one. Let's pick this one. Right, it's one. Let's see what I'm gonna read now. We're going back to Frida McFadden with Ward D. I've heard a lot of good things about this book. I've heard that this is really good, Ward D. So this is what I'm gonna start. Ward D by Frida McFadden. There. I just got here. I think it's this way. I think it's this way. I have never been out here before. I think I'm in what, Grosse Pointe Farms. So no bicycling, skateboarding, or rollerblading allowed. They are hating. That's the perfect area. Cause it's all smooth and shit right there. They are hating. I don't know which way I'm supposed to go. I just came out this parking garage. I gotta go across the street though. It has to be some type of tunnel or path or walkway. I'll be back. Yeah. Like it's on my head. Found the romance section. A world within a song. This is what it sounds like. A legendary producer turned neuroscientist on finding herself through music. This sounds interesting. Look at how pretty the sunset is. It's gorgeous. It's so pretty. Those are the perfect colors. So I'm back at the crib now. And I'm just about to probably just relax and read a little bit and play with my word search. And that was a cute little field trip to have on an off day. It was cute. The restaurant bistro was nice. I like the fact that you could, you know what I'm saying, peruse books and shop for books at the same time as you was getting, like, you know what I'm saying, dinner and snacks and food and drinks and stuff like that. But I just don't know, y'all, because I feel like it's a weird dynamic to have something like a bar and like a bookstore because it's like it was kind of giving like silent library, like can we turn up or not? It's how I felt like, are we gonna turn up or are we gonna sit here and read, or like what are we doing? So it was just kind of like weird. It's a weird atmosphere. The place is nice, the place is beautiful, but I don't know if it was just the bartender or the staff, but it was just weird. So I'm excited because there's a black owned book bar that's supposed to be opening up downtown, and I'm following her and I'm waiting for her to open up her place so I can go visit. It's the same concepts. It's like a book bar. It's called Sip and Read, so you can get drinks, you can read, etc., etc. I'm pretty sure they're gonna hold events, but the main thing is that it's black owned. Because like I said, it's like when I went to Flyleaf Bistro, it's like, okay, it's a bar, we got books here, but at the same time, it's just kind of like everything was kind of like too stuffy and professional, if you know what I'm saying, for it to be a place such as that. I feel like usually like cafes are kind of like cozy, so I just feel like it was not cozy enough, or I just feel like, I don't know, the customer service is off, I don't know, but that's besides the point. I ended up getting incidents around the house. So I'm excited for the black book and bar to open up. It just is what it is. I was excited though because I was able to take this book home, Incidents Around the House by Josh Malerman. This is the person who wrote Bird Box. So I'm pretty sure everybody has heard of Bird Box or seen Bird Box on Netflix, but this is the author. So this was on my to be read list, and what solidified the purchase for me was when I opened the book and looked at the dialogue and the formatting, because it's not formatted like a regular like novel. The paragraphs is different. It's just written different. The way he wrote it, it's like in blocks. It looks blocky. It doesn't really look like a normal kind of horror story or normal novel. So I remember earlier in my video I was talking about formatting and how it's like, you know what I'm saying, traditional parameters and stuff you're supposed to follow. It's supposed to look like this. The margin is supposed to be like this. Da 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 da. So it's interesting and inspiring and encouraging to see a traditionally published author writing in this way. So it's just cool as a writer to like read books and learn more about the ins and outs of like how you're supposed to present stuff professionally. So I'm excited to read this. Like, this don't even got a space between the paragraphs. It's like, it's a paragraph right here, but it's not indented at all if you look. So it's like, it's just interesting to look like, okay, if the professionals is getting away with it, leave the indie people alone at this point. So I'm just looking and learning. I took a lot of receipts and invoices home with me because you guys know I like to scrapbook and junk journal, so I can use these receipts and stuff in my junk journal and in my scrapbook. So that was a good experience. I love the concept because I was just sitting there with my food reading and I love the concept of that, but I just feel like I said, it was like conflicting. Like, are we gonna turn up or are we gonna sit here and be quiet and read our books? So it's like, all right, I guess we gonna do both. So I love the concept. I just feel like I myself, personally me, maybe would have felt more comfortable if it was more inviting, because I feel like it was not really in it. That's the problem, is that it wasn't really an inviting environment. Now, it was other black people there. It was about 3 or 4 of them, but I just feel like, I don't know, that it just didn't feel inviting to me. It just didn't really feel inviting. So I got this book from my TBR list, and that's really the highlight of my trip. That's the highlight of my trip. So what I'm about to do now, before I get ready to go in there and get on the computer and format some more. I'm down to the last 100 pages now, y'all. I'm excited. I'm down to the last 100 pages. Before I go in there and format and edit some more, I'm finna sit here and read and do some crossword puzzles and cuddle with my cat. So I'll be right back. Saturday, May 3rd, 2025. I went on a solo date today, but I almost feel as if I should have stayed home. I almost did, but whatever. I didn't. I ended up going out, but maybe I should find somewhere else besides a bar to hang out at. It's not even the bar that's the problem, it's the environment, the atmosphere. I wish I could find that one spot, that third space that's always welcoming, but alas, I probably won't go back to Flyleaf. Nice concept, but the atmosphere ain't right, and it's too far of a drive and overpriced anyway. I have no problem spending money, but at least make sure that I'm having a good time. They weren't playing any good music, and the staff was just lounging around instead of being attentive to the customers. I'll just stick to the movies. the movies has a bar. And they just open up a gaming theater for people to rent and play video games while they watch movies too. That might be more up my alley until I get to check out the black-owned spot. What's going on? Today is Sunday, May 4th, 2025. I just woke up. It's probably it's 2 o'clock exactly, I think, right now. So I'm about to get ready to go to the gym. And then I gotta make a grocery store run because, hold on. Excuse me. Tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo. And I agreed to participate in the work potluck. So I like to bake. I'm a baker. What I decided to bring is I'm gonna make tres leches cinnamon rolls. And then I'm also gonna make tres leches like strawberry sweet rolls with strawberry inclusions and like a raspberry jam. Okay, that's gonna be fire. So that's what I have to go do after I go to the gym. I gotta run a couple errands, and it's just gloomy outside. It's raining. It was like hot 80 degrees a couple of days, and now it's just rainy and gloomy and cloudy. So it's just a lazy day. It's a lazy Sunday. So I'm about to go to the gym, and then I'm gonna go to the grocery store and get a few ingredients. I basically need some fresh yeast and the dairy. So I need buttermilk, milk, and a couple other items as well. And I got to get the raspberries and the strawberries. So what I'm going to do today is prep the ingredients. So I'm going to make the jam today and cut up the strawberries for the inclusions. But I'm going to get up early Monday morning so I can prep the dough, because I want them to be freshly baked when I take them to work tomorrow. So I'm gonna make the jam and whatnot today, and then tomorrow I can just, you know what I'm saying, make the dough, roll it out, and then bake it and ice it and take it to work. So that's the plan, is to go to the gym and then go to the grocery store. So I'll talk to you guys later. So I'm back home now. Did 2 hours of cardio in the gym plus weights. Then I went to the grocery store and got all my ingredients. So now I'm back at home. I'm showered and I'm about to make my raspberry jam. So I'm gonna just show you what I have. I got my freshly washed raspberries, and what I'm about to do is just put them in this pot with a little bit of sugar and water and let them simmer. And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna chop up my strawberries for my strawberry inclusions. Raspberries. I'm only gonna use 2 packages to begin with, and we gonna see if that would be enough. I'm only gonna put probably about like a 4 cup of water or so in there, because fruit is already sweet. It's fruit, you know what I'm saying? So you don't even need to do that much. I'm not even gonna measure the sugar. I'm probably just gonna lightly dust it like that, and I'm gonna let it simmer and cook. And I'm gonna come back and mash it so it can turn into a jam. It might not be enough to spread, but we gonna see what it's looking like when I come back in a few minutes. So over here I have my ingredients for the cinnamon rolls. I have yeast, I got evaporated milk, I got condensed milk, I got some imitation butter extract, I have pure vanilla extract, I have ground cinnamon, I have cinnamon sugar, I have apple pie spice, which has a blend of cinnamon, nutmeg, and allspice. I got baking powder, I got sugar, I got all-purpose flour, I got dark brown sugar. And then I have these raspberry and strawberry syrups that I might add when I make the frosting. Because for the strawberry sweet rolls, I'm using strawberry inclusions and raspberry jam. But in the frosting, I might put the syrups in there. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to be using mascarpone cheese frosting for the strawberry sweet rolls. And I'm going to be using a classic cream cheese frosting for the tres leches cinnamon rolls. In the refrigerator, I got some whole milk and some buttermilk. So I think that I have everything that I need. I just have to prep my ingredients and then bake tomorrow. Here I got my little strawberries in my Hamilton Beach stand mixer. I got this for my birthday this past year, so I'm excited to get to use it. I've used it for a couple of other, you know what I'm saying, dishes, but so I'm just taking this paring knife that I have and trying to chop these little strawberries as finely as possible. And the thing with raspberries is like you don't even really need to mash them because you see how like the water kind of broke up the raspberries and it's just like the seeds and stuff that's left. So I'm gonna put that back down. I'm gonna just allow it to allow basically the water to simmer off. So I'm gonna put it on like 2.5 on the heat and just let this cook down so it could become a jam. It might not be enough. I'm gonna come back and see, but I'm gonna let this cook down though, just to be safe, because I don't have time to be unprepared tomorrow. I'm gonna we just gonna go ahead and just dump another container of raspberries in here because I'd rather have more jam than I need to have than not enough. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let that simmer. I'm gonna add a teeny weensy bit more sugar. Yes. We're gonna allow that to cook and thicken up and become nice and gelatinous and jammy. Yes, I just turned the heat off. I'm about to take this off the stove, pour it in a mason jar, and then put it in the refrigerator to thicken up. Ooh, it's hot. Oh, I need to use my mitt. Okay, I need to, yeah, we go put it in the refrigerator to thicken up and stuff overnight. There we go, raspberry jam. Look at my jam. It's a lot too, because this is it's like half of the mason jar. Look at my jam. Look at my jam. Rich Risings. It is Monday, May 5th, 2025. Happy Cinco de Mayo. And here I have my two bowls. So this one is going to be the tres leches cinnamon rolls, and this one is going to be the tres leches strawberry sweet rolls. So I have all of my dry and wet ingredients in here in each of these bowls, and I also have my my yeast, which is puffed up and proofed up nicely. So I'm gonna just dump this in either of the bowls and then mix them and create a dough and also allow that to proof. So let's get started. Okie dokie. So I got my flour right here. But I put in 1 packet of the instant, well, it's not instant. I put in 1 packet of the active dry yeast, a teaspoon of sugar, and some warmish, borderline hot water. And this is what it's supposed to look like. So after that's done, you dump the yeast mixture into the dough mixture. And then you mix the dough. Mix the dough. So you want to whip it good. Let's mix up this dough. I had to, I forgot a couple ingredients, so I had to stop. I had to get some buttermilk. I had to definitely put the buttermilk and like the extract and, in the dough, so. Yes, I'm gonna go ahead and mix this up until it starts to resemble a dough. Now I would have used my stand mixer, but I'm gonna have to roll this out anyway, so it's like I might as well just create a dough. So you see how that's starting to come together, it's starting to come rubbery and kind of like pull away from the sides. So I'm actually finna do the rest of this probably with my hands, but I'm gonna start to work on this one, so I'm gonna dump that in there. I help this to start to try to come together a little bit more. I probably could have did this cleaner, but whatever, I didn't, so. I didn't do it like that. After that, we take the dollop of dough and knead it. All right, so I have my dollop of dough. Got my bowl back. And what I'm about to do is grease this bowl and put this dough back in here. And then put it somewhere covered for about an hour so it can proof up. I just got some shortening. Just bam. Just go inside of the bowl with the shortening, whatnot. Grease the bowl. And now that it's greased, I have my dough. All right. Ta-da! It's gonna be nice and flaky. You see how it's like, you got like layers. So, let me put a little bit more. Let me just knead this a little bit. Bam, bam. Get it nice. Everything is all incorporated. All right. Now the baby can go in the bowl. Now she's ready to go sit in front of the heat and be proofed. So I'm gonna put this to the side now. While I work on this mixture, we still have this mixture left, so I'm just gonna go ahead and mix this up a little bit more, but this is kind of already kind of incorporated the way I need to, so I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit more flour down, and then we go plop this dollop down. Yep, I'm gonna plop the dough down, and I'm gonna finish the mixing with my hands on my floured surface. So I hope you guys have a good day today. Hope you guys are working on your goals and getting everything that you need to get done. Ooh, this one kind of wet still, but it's cool. I'm gonna work with it. And we go get it done. I'm trying to like fold it. So we have the second bowl greased now. Ooh. So now I'm gonna take my dough ball. Isn't she cute? She a happy little dough ball. She nice and plump. And we're gonna put it in the bowl. And now we're gonna put it in front of the heat or somewhere kind of warm to proof up for about an hour. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. My dough has doubled in size, as you can see. So what I'm about to do is lightly flour my surface. I have my rolling pin here, and I'm gonna roll it out. And I also have my my different spices and stuff. So I'm gonna do the regular cinnamon rolls first. Let's punch it together. Punch, poof. I'm sorry, I'm so goofy, but baking is fun. It's fun. All right. I need my little spatula though, because I feel like it's sticking to the sides. And I know there's not gonna be enough flour either. It's never enough. Butter. This don't look like it's gonna be enough butter either. Pick up some of this flour. And let's get to rolling this out. So let me brush this butter. On my dough. I'm gonna brush the butter on there. Okay, everything is nice and buttered. Now I can go in with this cinnamon. Hit that cinnamon for sure. Go hit it with the apple pie spice. Nice. Now we go hit it with this brown sugar. Yes. We'll smooth that out. Trying to move everything to the edges so every roll has a piece. This is how I do it. I cut strips like this. And then I'll roll from the far end. So as I roll, I kind of pull and roll, pull, roll. Make this a nice little cute little roll. As you're rolling, making sure that you're pulling so it remains tight. we go. We got a cute little cinnamon roll. So now I put it in my pan. Put it in my pan. And I don't think I'm gonna use anything in the pan just because it's tres leches. So shit. All that stuff at the bottom of the pan should just be moist enough to not stick to the pan. Right? So you kind of just repeat the process, cut strips. I cut strips the wide way, so horizontally, and then I roll from the left to the right, and then I make cute little cinnamon rolls like this. So I'm going to continue to do this process, and I will be back when I have everything done. All right, I have my first batch rolled, so I'm gonna cover this with a towel again and go put it in front of the heat so it can proof back up. All right, now this dough, let's punch it together. Poof. This is the dough for the strawberry sweet rolls, y'all. So, boop. I love how it just falls out. It's just a perfect, pretty little dollop of dough. So, I have to figure out what I'm going to do with this. Because I have these strawberry inclusions. But I know in order to add the strawberry inclusions, I think I was seeing something to where it's like, they had to be lightly floured so they don't like stick on the dough, or so it don't, you know what I'm saying, like when they get in there they don't stick or something like that. Girl, I'm probably doing this shit wrong, but anyways, we're gonna see. So let me just do this first at least, and then I could worry about trying to put strawberry inclusions into the dough. I feel like maybe I should just, I don't know, do it now. So let's just be creative. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's just do this, right, while I'm like kneading it. I don't know. And then when I roll it out, hopefully it'll just be like in the dough or something. Girl, I don't fucking know. With that being said, I'm gonna roll her out now though and spread the jam. Let me go, I was gonna say dust my hands off, but whatever, let me level that. They kinda in there, but I just feel like it's not the way it's supposed to be. Let's roll it out and see what it's talking about though. I think that'll work. It's gonna have to work. So, this is my jam that I made. But let me go wash my hands real quick because they just got too much flour on them. Gotta be moist. It has to taste good, decadent. So here we go with this. Just gonna lightly butter this. And you know what? What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna lightly sprinkle, where is it at? The cinnamon sugar down. Bam. So that's lightly sprinkled. So now I can go in with this jam. Let me get a spoon. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna use this to cut strips again. And we're just going to repeat the process, y'all. Cinnamon rolls are very, very easy to make, and I enjoy making them. It's not really tedious because the steps are simple, and it's really just a lot of waiting. You know, you just really have to just be patient. But other than that, yeah. Now see, this one is messy. These messy. I don't know how these gonna turn out, y'all. But these might be a little bit messy. Okay, this is what the strawberry sweet rolls look like. I'm about to set them aside so they can proof, clean my surface, wash these dishes, and start to prepare my frostings and stuff. I've probably got about 2.5 hours before I gotta start getting ready for work, and about 3 hours before I gotta leave, so we got good timing. Okay, it's time to make the tres leche sauce. I think I'm just supposed to combine both of these together and basically pour the mixture over the cinnamon rolls and then bake them. I might ask. Got these nice cinnamon rolls, and what I'm about to do now, I guess, is just what? Pour this over and bake it, right? Bear with me. Pour it over. Just pour. I'm pouring it. Okay, it's giving moist. It's giving decadent. It's giving juicy. Man. Look at that! Say no. Let me pour this over here, though. I don't know why I've never done this before. Like, look at my cats, y'all. Look how cute they are. Majesty. That's Majesty. He's the oldest. He's like 14, just turned 15, something like that. And then Genesis is so precious and pretty. Hey, girl. Go back to sleep. So these are my cinnamon rolls, fresh out of the oven on the ice. I've been letting them sit on the counter so they can cool down. I've poked them with some bamboo sticks just to ensure that they're like cooked all the way through the middle, and they are. They're coming out clean, so that's good. Yeah. So I'm about to ice them shortly. I just gotta run to down the street real quick and come back. So I'm gonna let them cool, separate like the little sections of the cinnamon rolls, and then come back and ice them and stuff. Okie dokie, it's time to frost the cinnamon rolls. I made this strawberry icing, and then I have like this regular icing. And I think I'm just gonna dollop this onto the cinnamon rolls, honestly. Call it a day. Actually, where's the cinnamon sugar at too? We have the first batch of cinnamon rolls. Nice. So I'm about to put these in the refrigerator so they can cool off. So for the strawberry ones, I got this piping bag. But if it don't come out the way I want it, I'm gonna just smear it on there. So let's see. All right, y'all. There you have it. These are my tres leches. Strawberry sweet rose. Get into it, yes. So that's wonderful. I like how they came out. They probably gonna be delicious. Everybody's gonna be happy. And we're just gonna have a good day at work. So I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator because I got probably about 25 minutes before I need to leave for work. So I'm gonna let these chill and finish getting ready for work. Hope you guys have a good Cinco de Mayo. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I'm over here talking shit to my cat, like, move out the way. He came right up into the camera. Majesty, what do you want? Say hello. But anyways, I'm home now from work finally. And I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the vlog now, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for watching. Look out for my book coming out. I wanted to release it on my dad's birthday, but that didn't end up happening. So look out for my book. I'm wrapping up the formatting and editing now. And when it drops, my cat is all in my face. Oh my gosh, what are they doing? They're swarming me. What are they doing? Both of them. What are y'all doing? Well, you see how they both just climbed on me and just started smelling me like, hello? Hi. Anyways, like I was saying, when I drop the book, of course, I'm gonna leave the links and upload the pictures and all the necessary stuff that you're supposed to do. Look out for upcoming videos. Follow me on Instagram, I guess, if you want to, but I don't really be posting on there. So we can just be friends on here. Everybody at work love the cinnamon rolls. I tasted one of each, right? So of course the original cinnamon roll slap, and I tasted the raspberry sweet rolls, and it was okay. I feel like I put too much raspberry jam, and I feel like I should have used raspberries and strawberries, just because raspberries are tart and strawberries would have sweetened it up a little bit. But hey, the people was not complaining. They kept coming up to me throughout the night, complimenting me, talking about, did you make the cinnamon rolls? I heard you made the rolls. They so good. Oh my gosh. Blah, 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 blah. And then my little glimmer of the day, my highlight of the day, was one of my coworkers. I'm sitting there. I'm over there getting some watermelon and some other snacks. He like, Candy, you married? I'm like, married. I started laughing. Married? No, I'm not married. Listen. Nope. So anyways, he was like, oh shit, well, these cinnamon rolls, you know, all you gotta do is make these cinnamon rolls, and you know what I'm saying? So that made me feel kind of cute. I'm like, oh, thank you. You think I'm wifey material because I can bake? So that was like a little compliment, and that was a little glimmer. It made me feel desirable, you know? Because a lot of the times, that's why I'm like, married. Married. Me. So yeah. Tell that to my ex. Because I used to make this nigga cinnamon rolls all the time. So anyways, it was like a highlight, but it low-key kind of triggered me at the same time. Because I'm like, sir. Okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and wash my face and get ready to go to bed now. I hope you guys have a good rest of whatever it is that you're up to right now. I hope that you're safe and protected and loved by people who actually love you back genuinely. I hope that God protects you. I hope your angels and your ancestors look out for you and bless you in every way, humanly and spiritually and energetically possible. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.